Welcome to the Patricia Raskin Show, the program that helps you turn obstacles into opportunities, challenges into solutions, and find answers to tough questions. And now, the award-winning powerhouse voice of radio. Here's your host, Patricia Raskin.
Hello, everyone, and welcome. Welcome to the Patricia Raskin Positive Living Show, right here on VoiceAmerica.com, America's Voice. And we are in our 24th year on Voice America, and very proud of that. This is the program that shows you how to turn your problems into solutions and your obstacles into opportunities and make your dreams come true. Today is no exception. Today we're talking about manifesting. We're talking about being a magnet for success. We're talking about spirituality and mysticism, but how we can really create things that maybe we thought we couldn't. And my guest is living proof that we can, and that it's possible, and we can not just survive, but we can thrive. My guest today is Michele Blood. She is a successful, multi-talented lady. She was a successful songwriter and rock singer in Australia. And after a near-fatal car accident, while in the hospital with many serious injuries, she created positive affirmation songs, which not only healed her body, but also took her to worldwide success. These affirmation songs affect the left and right hemispheres of the brain. Lyrics, the left hemisphere, and melody and the music, the right hemisphere. So the new positive messages go straight to the subconscious mind, which is why millions of people worldwide have listened to these affirmation power songs by Michele. They cover healing, they cover success, money, joy, confidence, and they uplift us immediately. Welcome, Michele.
Hello, Patricia. It's wonderful to be with you again. I so enjoyed our last interview. So thank you very much for inviting me again to your wonderful positive show.
Thank you. Thank you. And I know that was a while ago, so I'm so happy to talk to you about all of the updates, because I know in addition to creating magnet to success products, you have events. You've been in over 26 countries and written over 80 books and music CDs and TV shows. So you're really sharing this globally, and that's so, so important. So my question to you is, I guess, really, how you did it. You know, I mean, this was a horrific car accident. You healed your body through music affirmations. How did you create this? Did it come to you? Was it another voice that came to you? How did this happen?
Well, it was pretty, to me, to this day, Patricia, it's still miraculous and magical how it happened, because it wasn't a thought out plan. My plan was I was doing my plan. I had, received a Time Warner record contract from my band and myself. We were doing videos. Our music was out there on TV. We were working all over the world. At one stage, we traveled for 7 years nonstop touring, and, had really big audiences, and everything was great. So I had no thought of changing direction in my career at all. I'd been doing professional singing since I was 5 years old on TV. So why would I want to change? After all the years it took to even get a record contract, So
yes,
what happened was, in the hospital, I was so badly injured. I had so many broken bones. Longest operation was 17 and a half hours. And I still say God bless all those doctors at North Sydney hospital. It was amazing. They're amazing. They're the best in the world, and I always thank them. But the thing is, when you're in horrific pain and you can't emotionalize any positive thought, because when you're in physical pain, the brain sort of turns off. It's just so you can't even think, which is great for meditation, but not in this particular situation.
Yeah.
So many fans and people were sending me so many gifts to the hospital, all these positive thought books and cassettes and everything. That's how long ago it was. If you don't know what a cassette is, kids, look it up on Google.
Yeah. Yeah.
So what happened was I couldn't move, so I couldn't turn off any of these things that my aunt and my brother kept, listen to this, it's really positive, except for one cassette. It was the book from, would you believe it, Think and Grow Rich by Napoleon Hill.
Mm-hmm. Basic, one of the first books that came out.
Yeah, but I didn't know about him or positive thinking in that way because I was just focused in another world, literally another world, rock world, music world, recording, writing songs. And so it wasn't in my periphery. So my brother said, it's really, really cool. It's really helped me with my business. And I said, okay, put it on. And Earl Nightingale was speaking, and I loved his voice, this deep baritone speaking voice. So because I'm all about sound, I kept listening because I liked his voice was so soothing because he was reading the book. And I wasn't interested in any of the chapters except one. And that was when Napoleon Hill had a little baby boy born completely deaf. And he started doing this auto-suggestion to his little boy in his room every single night as the little boy was going to sleep, which we call affirmations these days. And something within me, when you know in the marrow of your bone, you've never heard anything like this before, but you just go, I believe what this person's saying. You know what I mean, Patricia?
Yes, I do.
And
yeah,
so
it goes through your whole body.
Exactly. And so when he said, my little son ended up with 30% hearing by the age of 4, I was like, I believe this. I sort of went back into my mind and I was like, everything I've created has been through willpower, but also a faith in knowing I can do this. I can get that drummer I want, even though he's in a more popular band. I can get this guitarist. I can get these gigs. I just always had a very strong voice in my head that never said no, never said you can't do it. I always said I can do this. And so I said, okay, well, I'll be able to heal my body. They've told me this and that, and I haven't even had all the operations yet. But so I said, okay, I'll do the affirmation. The affirmation has to be positive. It has to be stated in the now as if it's already happened. And it has to be emotionalized. Otherwise, the subconscious mind will reject it. So I was like,
and how do you emotionalize it, Michele? By using your 5 senses?
Well, I couldn't. So it didn't work for me to start with, Patricia. I couldn't emotionalize. So I made an affirmation up. I am healed because I wasn't. I know I am. I didn't know. I love myself. I am my friend. So I thought all these things are lies, but I want them to be true. So I think I've got the perfect affirmation. I kept saying it over and over again. And after a week, because I was in this horrific pain, I just said, look, it's not going to work for me. I can't emotionalize it. All the nurses coming in, getting this, the new catheter, all this horrific pain. So it's not going to work for me because I can't emotionalize it. So I stopped. And then 2 weeks later, I was very sleepy and a voice within me, you talk about Voice America, woke up and said, write it in a song, because you can't get a jingle or a song out of your head. You don't have to emotionalize it. And I knew this through, being a jingle writer over the years as well for extra money. You can't get a jingle out of your head. And that's why advertising agencies spend billions, not millions, a year on either getting jingles written or getting authority to use a very well-known song. So there wasn't any out there. I got my brother, Steve, and my lovely brother to go out to all the shops. We didn't have computers then. And so he went to all the music stores and they said, there's no such thing, So I said, put on my cassette. I always had a little cassette player for songwriting because I didn't want to, have the short brain leave that idea. Mick Jagger gave me that idea many years ago. That's how he wrote his song. So you don't forget what you wrote. He woke up in the middle of the night with I can't get no satisfaction, and he was going to go back to sleep. And he went, "Oh, bugger it! I'll record it." So he started recording it.
Michele, did you write these down? Were you able to do that? I mean, were you able to have the manual dexterity with the pain to be able?
No. So I even had to have my brother put it on record, and I just started going, I am healed, I know I am. I love myself, I am my friend. And I kept singing it over and over again. And I just added, as the healing light of the universe surrounds me and runs through me, I know that I am healed. Because I was always into metaphysics, spirituality, so I added that. And I just listened to it over and over again. I filled a whole 60-minute cassette, and I had within a week of listening to it constantly, my whole attitude changed. I started feeling and seeing possibilities within myself that I'd never seen before. And the mind is such a powerful thing when you add it with the spirit. And so that's how it began. And after I got out of hospital, as you say, the hospital, but us POMs and Australians go just hospital. I went into the studio, just a little 8-track recording studio, and started recording with my friend John Beatty lots and lots of more positive affirmation pop songs just for us, not for the public.
Wow.
Because
Michele, how go ahead. I just wanted to ask you, how long ago was this?
Oh, this is in 1987.
Wow.
Yeah.
And how long did that healing journey take you from 1987, where you started to really feel healed? What is it? Was it a year, 2 years, 3 years?
About 6 weeks.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow.
Yep. And,
really?
6 weeks after I got out of the hospital. I was supposed to do all these different things to assist me, and I didn't do any of the things they told me to do. I said to myself, if I'm going to be healed, I'm going to wear high heels again. I'm going to walk. I'm not going to do any of the things that they tell me to do. I'm going to do what I used to do. And because I was always like physically very, very fit. When you're on stage for 6 hours a night dancing and singing, you're very fit. And so the weird thing is, putting on high heels, there was where my back was fractured, straightened itself, because the doctor was absolutely blown away. He said, I can't believe you're walking in here. He said, and you're walking. And this was approximately 3 months after I got out of hospital. But I mean, I knew I was good after 6 weeks. But so he x-rayed it and everything. And I said, look, I've been wearing high heels since I was so young. And I wear them all the time on stage. And he said, because you've been wearing them for so long and dancing on stage all those hours, because they all knew who I was down under. He said, it actually helped your spine heal, because that's what it was used to, walking. Like my brother said, I don't think I've even seen you walk out of the shower without high heels on.
That's amazing. All right, Michele, we're going to pause. We're going to take a break. And I want to read something before we take a break. For those of you who know Jack Canfield, who was very well known, I interviewed him years and years ago. He wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. He's one of the leaders in this type of thinking. He's helped millions of people. And here's what he says about Michele. Michele Blood's energy is incredible. She is a walking billboard for what she teaches, a high vibration being. I thank her for the work she is doing in the world. I love it. And she's right about the two hemispheres of the brain working together through her Affirmation Power music songs. Everything music, moving in harmony. Beautiful. Really beautiful. So we're going to take a break. We're going to hear more of Michele's story. And we're also going to hear more about how can we do this? You know, if this is possible, how can we change our life when we're really down? And, you know, what are some of the tools that Michele used that we can use to really help us with manifestation? So you're listening to the Patricia Raskin Positive Living Show. And if you'd like to know more about Michele, micheleblood.com, and it's 1L, MICHELE.com. And you can also go on to magnettomoneyapp.com or manifestationvideobook.com. So you're listening to the Patricia Raskin Show. Stay tuned with Michele Blood and me right after the break.
Tune in to the Patricia Raskin Show on Voice America every Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 a.m. Pacific Time. This is the program that helps you turn obstacles into opportunities, challenges into solutions, and find answers to tough questions with the award-winning powerhouse voice of radio, Patricia Raskin. So tune in to The Patricia Raskin Show, Mondays at 2 p.m. Eastern Time and 11 a.m. Pacific Time, right here on the Voice America Variety Channel.
Streaming live, the leader in Internet Talk Radio, voiceamerica.com.
You are listening to The Patricia Raskin Show. You may send an email to Patricia at patriciaraskin.com. Now, back to The Patricia Raskin Show.
Hi, everyone, and we are back. We are talking to Michele Blood, who is just an amazing miracle. She's a successful, multi-talented lady who is a successful songwriter and rock singer in Australia. And after a near-fatal car accident, while in the hospital with many serious injuries, she created positive affirmation songs, which not only healed her body, but took her to worldwide success. And she did this within 6 weeks. And the theory here is that the lyrics address the left hemisphere and the melody and the music address the right hemisphere. So the new positive messages go straight to the subconscious mind. And she has been on many different programs, appeared on hundreds of podcasts, TV shows, and magazines globally. And she shared the stage of some well-known folks like Dr. Wayne Dyer, 𝗙𝗢𝗥𝗘 Chopra, and Jack Canfield. So really excited to have you on the program. Again, Michele, I know I worked with you a few years ago, but very excited. And you have a book, The Magic of Affirmation Power. You also have a new book called Stop Thought. So tell us a little bit about the new book, and then we're going to go into what are some things that people can do to change their life.
Thank you, Patricia.
Let's talk about Stop Thought. You're welcome.
Yeah, Stop Thought. We just made it into an audio book as well. What happened was one of my students, because I teach meditation and mysticism and success through mysticism, ended up creating many, many apps with me. We've got all these positive apps with singing affirmations, with morning meditations. We've got our 5th one coming out soon, which is about prayer, true prayer, where I pray for everyone. It's very powerful. But she decided to go back into, just for herself, through transcripts of recordings that I've done for years. So she went back 25 years and just started transcribing all the live events that helped her, the particular topics on Kriya Yoga or mysticism or manifestation. And she sent them to me and I went, oh my God, that's amazing. I'm going to make this into a book. And so it's all about, because she said it's interesting because every talk you're talking about the way to enlightenment is to stop thought. And you give us all these different ways to stop thought nonstop. And so that's what it is. And it's over 25 years worth of teachings.
Wow, that's amazing. Yeah. And that's a hard thing to do when our brain, right, goes into that groove. And that's something, and I think my question to you is, what happens then when you're going, oh, I can't believe this happened, and it goes over and over and over? How do you stop that? Do you just say, stop?
No.
Okay, go ahead.
It's very, very challenging to stop thought. That's why nearly every time I do a live event, I'm teaching different methods. There's so many different methods. I could go into it for weeks, but it's all in that Stop Thought audio book and new print book. But just one of the things, of course, because meditation is when you understand, oh my God, I didn't realize I had so many thoughts when you're attempting to stop thought. And so I teach people very, very simple ways that I taught myself until I met my enlightened teacher, who I worked with for 14 years until she stopped teaching. But Kundalini is her name. But I went off the grid for 14 years practicing with her. So until I awakened myself, it's very, very challenging. But I learned so many different methods to assist that I can take people, and I do. I've got students in over, 34 countries, and we translate into all their different languages. So I assist. It's just I'm very, very sorry. It's very challenging to tell people how to stop thought, but I can tell them how to stop a negative thought, which is the beginning of stopping thought.
Mm-hmm. I want to share this. It's interesting, and I'd love to get your insight on this. Because one of the things I do that helps me is I do swim aerobics. So I will go into the pool at the gym, and I'll go in that very hot water, 104, right? And I'll move my legs for like 20 minutes, and I listen to music, healing music. Then I go into the cold pool, which is like 87 degrees, and I do another 20 minutes, but now I'm jogging up and down, and I'm listening to more dance kind of music. And it's amazing. The thoughts are still there, but somehow through that process, the thoughts get diffused. And by the time I leave the gym, there's a huge difference that takes place. I'm not saying it all goes away, but that angst and that fear, it just gets diffused with those two processes.
Oh, I totally agree. It's one of the things that I teach people is always have daily exercise and find something that you love to do when you exercise. And I recommend many other albums for people to listen to when they're meditating because my music's not for meditation. It's for listening to and singing along and dancing and jumping up and down to put them in a positive frame of mind so that positive affirmation with the music will go straight into their subconscious mind. Can't get it out again. Sorry, folks. That's what it's all about. That's what you want in your mind. And so, that's a great thing that you do, because when you listen to music, it drowns out other people's thoughts that you think are your own, that take you down many, many rabbit holes. And it also stops the senses, because the senses also take you down rabbit holes, especially smell. Someone's on a diet and they smell pizza and they're like, oh, well, just this once.
Well, it's also the movement too, Michele, right? It's the sound, but it's also the movement, releasing the endorphins and the serotonin. So it's the combination of the music and the movement and the water. There's something about the water for me. I mean, a lot of people feel this. Not everybody does. Some people don't love being in the water, but there's something very healing for me about being in the water.
Oh, yeah. When I was healing, I would start swimming. I never used to, and I would start swimming all the time because of the fact that it is healing. I mean, if someone's feeling really negative and they really, I say have an Epsom salts bath. Let the salt take everything out of you. Or even if you just wet your face with water and soak your feet, it will immediately release those lines of attention that are taking you down rabbit holes of negativity.
Yeah. So what would be the first thing you'd say to somebody who's new to this and wants to try something? What would you say? Listen to music, exercise, put water on your face. What would be like an entry into this kind of healing?
Okay, well, I would say listen to my affirmation music, and we're going to give a giveaway today so they can do it for free. Listen to my affirmation music while you are cleaning out your house. Decluttering your environment is huge to consciousness, because what you look at affects how you feel, what you think. So if everything is messy, and even if you don't think everything's messy, go into that drawer, the drawer, or go into the boot of your car, which you call the trunk, and just clean things out, especially your bedroom. It has to be very, very zen. If you've got stuff on your bed while you're going to bed, except for cats, they're okay. Look in your wardrobe and declutter things. And if you can't bring yourself to declutter, hire someone who does decluttering. There's so many of them since the lockdown happened that help people. It makes a huge difference to the way you feel. So that's the first thing I say. Listen to something positive while you're cleaning.
And Michele, a lot of people, particularly baby boomers, and there are a lot of us, are downsizing, and they're going through this. Oh, how am I going to get rid of all this? But I think we just don't need all that stuff, do we? Even the things we love, we can swap them out if we need to, right? There's 8 paintings we love, so put 4 on the wall this month and then swap it out again. But I think there's a panic about, oh, I just don't have the space I had before. I'm downsizing from, 3,000 square feet to 1,500. But it's really a good thing, isn't it? Even though it doesn't feel good.
Oh, I love it. I've always, because I was on the road for so long, you couldn't take anything with you. So I was used to, but then when I bought a home and I started realizing, okay, I love spiritual paintings and everything I've got, but there's too many now. So I just started giving things away to my students because I wanted to make everything very, very zen in my life. And so the only thing I've got too much of is cat toys.
Yeah. So some people feel stuck in their spiritual journey. What are some common blocks that you see, and how can you help people break through them?
Well, the most common block is this. It's very, very simple. People feel that they are doing everything and they get so frustrated. They're like, well, I'm doing the affirmations, I'm doing visualization, and I'm still not manifesting what it is that I want in my life. And I'll tell them a very, very simple reason is because we have this diamond. Let's look at our soul or our consciousness as a diamond. And over a lifetime, it gets coated with emotional situations that you've been in, even happy emotional situations. And they start blocking your consciousness. And so those emotions, whenever you hear a certain song, for example, it'll take you back in time because you have a line of attention to that particular emotion that you had. So what I get people to do immediately is we've got to start clearing off that diamond, unblocking it. And so the way to get that diamond shiny again, so you can feel your God self, so that you can feel your intuition, so that you know what to do and when to do. As that is unblocked, your power, your oscillation, your vibration becomes faster, a frequency that is faster. So as that frequency becomes faster, you manifest faster. Your focus is clearer. And the way to do that is there's many different things, and I can go through just a few things right now, Patricia.
Yeah, we've got about 4 minutes to break. So give us a couple of really great tips, Michele.
Okay. First of all, definitely listen to the affirmation music, clean everything out, stop complaining, stop yourself immediately from complaining because complaining blocks you from positive thought or seeing opportunities. When you feel you're halfway through a complaint, stop yourself and just ask, okay, I'm complaining because I'm blocking a shadow I don't want to see. So what am I afraid of? There's a fear there. What am I afraid of losing that I've got, or what am I afraid of not getting that I want? So recognizing what you're afraid of immediately dissolves the fear. Absolutely, when you feel a negativity coming on, switch your attention to something positive or something funny. And definitely daily exercise. And as I said, definitely don't go down complaining with friends. If you hear yourself complaining, stop yourself immediately and do something every day that helps someone else. Every single day. Do a tithe, do a gift, send a funny cat video. I don't care what you do, but every day that's the foremost thing in your mind. What can I do to make someone else happy?
Wonderful. Really wonderful. All right, time for another quote, Michele. This one's longer, but it's fabulous. Bob Proctor, who's very famous for being part of The Secret. He wrote many programs with Michele, and he says, Michele Blood is truly a special person. For over 3 decades, I have made a serious study of the mind and how to live a full and balanced life. I've taught tens of thousands of people around the world how to properly use their God-given potential, and then along came Michele Blood. She has had a very positive impact on my life, for which I'm very grateful. She made me aware of the unique methods for realizing more power by effectively combining affirmations and music. Invest in her library and let this petite powerhouse show you a fast and effective way to enjoy more of life's rich rewards. Okay. And, it's And I'm reading this because these are people who are real teachers and leaders. And what they're looking at is your attitude and how you've been able to make this happen. And we really appreciate it, Michele. Let's tell people how they can get your materials, and then we'll come back and have our last segment. So let's see. You can go to magnettomoneyapp.com. You can go to manifestationvideobook.com. She's just written a new book called Stop Thought. You can also go to micheleblood.com. Anything else, Michele, you'd like to lead people to?
Yeah, just www.micheleblood, MICHELE blood, BLOOD.com / Oh, of course, Patricia Raskin. And there you will get the Magic of Affirmation Power audiobook for free, which has got lots of extra freebies in it.
Wonderful. And people may listen to this, this is an evergreen interview, Michele, means people might listen to this in a year or two. So, it's here. That's the beauty of this, is it's here for everybody, and it's evergreen. All right, we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with Michele, and we're going to talk more to her about her message, about what happens when we feel stuck, about today where there's so much overwhelm because there's so much change happening in our world at a rapid pace. Michele will address this, and how can we deal with that overwhelm and instead of just thrive and tread water, we can move above that and thrive. You're listening to the Patricia Raskin Positive Living Show here on voiceamerica.com. We'll be right back.
Tune in to the Voice America Variety channel on the Voice America Talk Radio Network. Voice America Variety broadcasts a diverse array of topics, reaching a global community. Our experts come from all walks of life, and the topics they discuss are everything from current events, arts and entertainment, leadership, parenting, relationships, self-improvement, career advice, and a variety of other topics. Check us out today. You're sure to find something of interest. Voice America Variety. Talk on today's hot topics.
Follow Voice America at facebook.com/Voice America for juicy updates from your favorite radio shows and podcasts.
You are listening to The Patricia Raskin Show. You may send an email to patricia@patriciaraskin.com. Now, back to The Patricia Raskin Show.
Hello, everyone, and we are back. You are listening to the Patricia Raskin Positive Living Show right here on voiceamerica.com. And I'm talking to Michele Blood, who is a multi-talented lady, a successful songwriter and rock singer in Australia, and after a near-fatal car accident while in the hospital with many serious injuries, created positive affirmation songs that not only healed her body, but took her to worldwide success. And as we said before, these songs affect both the left and right hemispheres of the brain. The lyrics affect the left hemisphere, and the melody and music affect the right hemisphere. So those positive messages go straight into the subconscious mind. And she has created Magnet to Success products and seminars worldwide. She does mystical success events in 26 countries and written over 80 books, music CDs, and TV shows and videos on positive thought. You can get her new video book, which is Manifestation Through the Power of Mysticism. She has another brand new book called Stop Thought. And her websites are magnettomoneyapp.com, manifestationvideobook.com, and her own website where you can find everything, micheleblood.com. And that's one L in Michele, MICHELE, blood, BLOOD.com. Welcome back, Michele.
Thank you, Patricia.
All right. Let's talk about what happens when you're stuck. We all get stuck. I teach this and I get stuck. What happens when we're just stuck and we just say, I don't know. I don't know if I see the hope or the light. What do you suggest?
Well, first of all, for everyone who ever gets stuck, we are in a situation where we don't understand what power we have within us, and we don't always have the tools. And even if we do have the tools, sometimes the consciousness, and it depends on where you are, who you're sitting next to, so many different variables are involved that it's ridiculous. But you can know that you are not alone. You have a spirit within you. I don't care what you call it, but I know this for a fact. You have a spirit within you that is always there. You can call upon that spirit and say, help me rise. Help me rise up. I know that you are with me. I know I'm not alone. Even if you're not religious, I don't care. You just say this and it will be there. Bam. It's like someone's asking for our help. Really? Yeah. Okay, let's get down there. And also, if you can switch, we have this beautiful thing called willpower and this powerful mind. And if you can find something or someone to be grateful to or for, immediately write it down and think, okay, I'm really grateful to this person or for this, and then do something that's going to help someone else. Immediately you will rise up.
Yeah. You know, I have to share this. It's a couple in our community who've been very, when I want to say philanthropic, I mean just there for the community. And they're moving to another state, and they had a farewell party yesterday. And it was just amazing what everybody said. Everyone said the same thing, just how they are there for people. They open up their home. They meet new strangers, whether you're new or older, and just the things they did for me alone. And you felt like you were the most important person in the room. And they're very faith-based, but they really, you know, they would have special dinners for people and events, and were there if you needed them. And they're both teachers in their own right, but it was just remarkable what everyone was saying. And something she said that I thought was kind of in line with what you were saying. She was talking about the house. They have a big house, and they were in it for 30 years. And she said, this house carries an energy of everything that we've done, all the people, our children growing up. And it's a very special energy. It's going to be hard to leave. And she said, we sold it. We have several offers, but we sold it to the people that we felt would really be a good steward of this home. And I thought there was such resonance with everyone. I mean, everybody in that room was saying the same thing about how they had touched everyone's lives. And I think it's just a real example of what you're saying, Michele.
Yeah, because it just, it's like I say to people, okay, if you're not used to being that sort of person and you're not feeling within yourself that you want to do it anyway, because eventually it will become the most natural part of your world will be, what can I do for others? If someone is needing something and you have the money, give them the money. Don't ever want it back, ever. If someone asks for a loan and you sincerely feel that it's going to benefit them, give it to them, but never as a loan. Just give. Never expect anything back, ever. Don't tell anyone when you do something for someone else, unless it's a lesson it's going to help because you're a teacher. But definitely. And then I also recommend, if you're going to tithe to, whether it's the Salvation Army, who I love, or whoever you're going to tithe to, if there's a spot for you to put in memory of someone, for someone you know that's left the body, do it in memory of them. Because when you give to someone who's left the body, wherever they are now in their new incarnation, wherever they are, it will help them.
Beautiful. Question, Michele. We're in a time right now in 2025 with tremendous change. We've had tremendous change in our country over the past 8 months, and everybody's feeling it in one way because we're really not sure what's coming. How do you help people with overwhelm, not just personally, but also in work, where, there are people, workers who just aren't sure if they're going to have jobs tomorrow, or their supervisors, and they don't know what to tell the people that they have to remain strong for. So what's your advice for overwhelm, personally and professionally?
Well, the manifestation video book that we created was particularly for people who are very intelligent. Their minds are always racing. They're very creative people. It's very hard for them to focus on a visualization or something within their own mind. So with the manifestation video book, you have all these different topics to assist with all the things you just talked about. So if someone says, okay, I'm overwhelmed with this right now, I need to slow my mind down. Well, I say, well, go to the what meditation is all about, or how meditation can give you prosperity if you're worried about losing a job. And you watch all these visuals you hear me speaking, you see the subtitles as well. And so your mind does not have a moment to doubt it. Your doubting mind it's buggered. It can't get in the way. And then at the end of each chapter, there's a music video with an affirmation with all these fun things and funny things that make you laugh as well, but to do with that. So that's one thing you could do. The manifestation video book is like a few of my best-selling author friends said, I'm never going to do anything but that from now on. It's not going to be just audio books. That's crazy, stupid fun. And do
Michele,
something.
what about laughter? You talked a little bit about it just now.
Oh, yes, laughter. I even have a laughing meditation recording where I had all my friends come into the studio and I would say, who farted? Get everybody to laugh, sincerely laughing. But if it's something, laughter is amazing. There's so many things that are out there to help you laugh, like Monty Python, Silly Walk, which everyone started doing during the lockdown. And there's so many things that you can do to assist yourself. And immediately, again, I'm going to say immediately, know that nothing is impossible to you if you make your mind up. Write down every day, thank you for my beautiful life. My life is prosperous. I am healthy. I am wealthy. Write it down. And every night, write down what you're going to do the next day and include what you're going to do for somebody else. You don't have to tell them you're going to do it. If you write it down the night before, your subconscious mind works on it. So the next day, you turbocharge yourself into taking action.
Beautiful. So what's one message that you wish everybody could truly understand and live by, especially, as I said before, in today's world of distraction and uncertainty?
Well, first of all, please know you are not alone. We are in this beautiful tapestry of light, and you are part of that. So you are never, ever alone. And so if you need assistance, I don't want to say help. If you need assistance, because people don't sometimes like to say, I need help. If you need assistance, ask for it. Never be afraid to ask for it, because it is a privilege and a blessing to be able to assist someone else to get out of that dark hole, whether it's you assisting someone else to get out of a rabbit hole, no matter what it is, materially, financially, physically, whatever it is. Always know that we are there for each other. We are all one. If you do something for someone else, you're doing it for yourself, even if that's not the reason you're doing it, because we are all one. And that is the highest thing you can do to get yourself out of a cave or someone else out of a cave.
Right. Is to help someone else.
Absolutely. Or be open and receptive, because most people that are positive and spiritually minded are the worst kind of people to ask for assistance. They're like, no. Or they don't want to seem like they're in a negative connotation. I've got to be positive. I don't want people to think I'm negative. It's not being negative. You're just going through some stuff and you need some assistance. Ask for it.
Yeah, so true. Michele, tell us an example or a story of someone you worked with where you really saw a major transformation. I'm sure you have many, but just pick one.
Okay, there's a friend of mine a student in I won't say even what country because people will know who he is otherwise, who was going through he was an entrepreneur and he was going through such depression and he didn't know what to do. He thought he was about to go bankrupt. He didn't want anyone to know about it because he had a profile. And I said to him, you have to release this particular business that you're doing because it doesn't make you happy. You're in this shop 24/7. No one's coming in anymore and it's locked down and things are going to get worse. So you have to start something new. So release that. And I told him to start doing his meditation practice, which I started teaching him, and to do exercise every day. And within 3 weeks, he locked down his business. He started exercising more. Anyway, to make a long story short, the things that I told him to do and just listening to the affirmation music and starting meditation practice like consistently, He is now a teacher of meditation in his country and highly renowned. It changed his life so quickly. He was afraid to ask for assistance. And when he met me, because he was expecting an enlightened teacher that was old, Asian, and I am not young anymore, but that's not the point. He didn't think I was as old as I am. And he just, he asked for help.
And he got it. Did he give up his business? Did he have to release that and start again?
He had to.
Yep.
He had to.
Yep.
And within 3 weeks of doing that, a friend who used to be in business with him said, I don't know if you need this, but and gave him a considerable amount of money as a gift.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. Amazing, Michele. I'm sure that story's in one of your books.
Well, he tells it. He tells it as well.
Yeah, wonderful. All right. What are your closing thoughts? What do you want to leave our listeners with today as we close out this amazing interview?
Just thank yourself that you're listening to Patricia today, because she has this positive radio show and podcast where she's assisting so many people. So thank her and thank yourself that you were in alignment and high enough oscillation to be here today. If you were in an oscillation to attract yourself to listen to Patricia today, that means that nothing is impossible for you. And congratulate yourself and thank yourself. And I thank you, Patricia, for doing what you're doing, because you are helping so many more people than you even realize.
Thank you. Yeah, thank you. I've been doing it a long time. And it's a passion for me. And it is kind of, in what you said, it's something that I just am led to do. I think it chose me. It just chose me. It's like when you wrote the songs, it just chose you when you did it. So yeah, and it's wonderful. And I just want to give out your websites again, Michele. So let's do that. So hold on a second here. So your websites are micheleblood.com, 1 L in Michele, MICHELE, blood.com. And then there's Magnet to Money app. There's Manifestation video book. There's many others. And also there's a brand new book called Stop Thought. So really check out Michele. Can people write to you through your website, Michele?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, we get, I'm not even going to say how many.
Okay.
But we get
Wonderful.
a lot. And I'm there, when I can answer them. My assistant, Trevor, always makes sure if someone really is needing assistance, no matter what it is, if they want to come on a Zoom for free, I let them. We are there for you. If you are sincere and you want help, we're here for you.
Thank you. And if you say you heard it on the show, then they will offer you a video, correct?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay. Yeah, just say you heard it right here and you'd like to get their wonderful video book. Michele, stay on the line for a minute. Thank you. It was very empowering and magical. Thank you. All right, folks. That wraps up this edition of the Patricia Raskin Positive Living Show. If you want to contact me or you want to see who these great guests are I have on every week, and they're amazing, get a copy of my newsletter. You can do that by writing to me, patricia@patriciaraskin.com. Also, if you'd like to get your positive message out, I've interviewed over 6,000 people in my career, and I'd love to help you create your podcast, just like writing that book. So contact me, patricia@patriciaraskin.com. Remember, stay healthy, stay happy, get the support you need, and know you can make your dreams come true. Until next time, I'm Patricia Raskin. Bye for now.
Thank you for tuning in to this week's edition of The Patricia Raskin Show. Be sure to join Patricia Raskin and another amazing guest next Monday at 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. Pacific Time on the Voice America Variety Channel. Have an outstanding week.
Before you go, please, if you want to receive some amazing high vibrational success meditation, tons and tons of free products, go to micheleblood.com/links.